On today's video, we're diving in, installing these Rox bar risers. These are a 2-inch bar riser. So if you're looking to raise your mini apes or whatever handlebar you have, they make a ton of different versions of these for many different types of motorcycles out there. But if you're looking to raise these up, give these things a shot. We're gonna be going through today, kind of doing a demonstration of how to install these, as well as kind of showcasing these, showing you what they're made out of and what they look like. So follow along on the journey. Let's get these things installed. All right, we're gonna start getting these bars taken off, or at least that centerpiece taken off of here. But the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and lay down something over this tank. It's got to protect it, a towel, or, you know, I got a sweatshirt here. It doesn't have any zippers or anything like that. It's gonna scratch the tank. So we're gonna lay that there. That way we can lay the bars down on top, and when we're wrenching away on this, we're not gonna have that potential to scratch a gas tank. All right, let's start by taking a look at the actual risers themselves. These things look really, really good. Made out of that T6061 aluminum. So they're pretty lightweight, but they still have a little bit of heft to them, and they feel really quality. I mean, there's no like rough edges or anything like that. They're milled really nicely. So I think these things are gonna work out really nice. They have that little arrowhead. That's pretty cool. There it is. Nice and simple, and for like 115 bucks, I mean, it's a pretty nice little package. That way you don't have to go out and spend 300 bucks on some new bars that are gonna be high-rise bars. You can just go ahead and add some risers. All right, let's get into the install. All right, we don't have too many fancy tools out here, but you are gonna need an Allen wrench, and I'm just using an extra wrench here. That way I can get some leverage if we need to. All right, we got the 4 mounting bolts out. This is kind of just sitting here on its own. We go ahead and take this instrument cluster. I'll try to free up some of the wiring a little bit too, because it seems like it's kind of bound up just a little bit under this headlight housing. Give it just a little bit of room before we pull these bars out. These bars are kind of snug down in here. Really, really snug down in there. We're gonna backside of a hammer here. There we go, broke them loose. All right, we're just gonna take these bars, kind of just sit them back out of the way here. Best we can, I kind of just lean them forward. Enough room to give us to work with the risers here. All right, we're gonna have enough room to work with this out of the way. All right, here we go. We've got this. This piece right here is gonna sit down right here, and then the cap's gonna go on top of that. You're gonna use the 4 silver screws. They're actually a little bit shorter to accommodate for the smaller top piece rather than this big instrument cluster. All right, so let's get into that. We'll get those 2 mounted, and then we'll work from there. Kind of just rock it back and forth. You're gonna be able to get it in there a lot easier. Get these started. If you really wanted to, you could probably use some Loctite on this. I'm not going to, just because, I mean, the original factory hardware didn't have any Loctite, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's swivel this out of the way and get this back one going. One thing about these caps down here, you want to get even spacing on both sides. That way it's putting even pressure on both sides. And it's probably going to get to where this isn't going to move as easy. I'm gonna get this one as tight as I want it. I'm gonna go ahead and position this to where I think I need to be. I think I'm gonna be pretty much in line with how the original were, except I wanna be up just a little bit more. And then now you have clearance in the back there to where you can really crank it down. You don't even have to worry about the front one because you're putting all the tension on this back one. That's gonna be the key with installing these type, because you're not gonna be able to get an Allen key in there in this front piece because it's so tight. There's just no way, and this is a small little Allen key. So you're gonna have to use this back one to do all the tightening. All right, and you can really crank these things down. I mean, the original ones had a ton of pressure on them. And I probably should have my torque wrench out, but I actually left it in my camper. But we're just gonna full send it on this one. Be good enough right there. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right, so what we're gonna do now, you notice I tightened the far one down already. We're gonna leave this one just a little loose, that way we can go ahead and put the bar in there, make sure it's all centered up and everything before we go ahead and tighten this one down, and then we put the top cap on there. All right, I'm gonna try to lift the bars up here. Get the speedometer and everything forward. Make sure these bars aren't binding up on anything else. They do feel a little tight. So I'm gonna have to get them into place. Get them rotated forward here. So you can just kind of get it centered there. Eyeball it, make sure you have it where you want it. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten down that back one. Make sure it's not gonna spin any. So we're gonna go ahead and get the top housing piece a little snug down. All right, so we got the bolts installed. We haven't tightened everything down, but I did run into a couple issues. You can kind of see where this one sticks out a long ways. Well, we actually had to even it out because when I went to go put the hardware from the top down into the tops of the pivot pieces, it wasn't lining up. So we actually had to space out those just a little bit. So just keep that in mind. That was a little thing that I wish I wouldn't have had to wrestle with, but found it out the hard way. So we ended up doing the wrestling. All right, so you can tell, makes them look just quite a bit higher all the way. So we're gonna go ahead and get on the bike. You just can't see kind of where we need to have this positioned at before we go ahead and tighten down those bars completely. All right, so let's go ahead, get the bars where we want them, and then we're gonna comfortable right there. Bring them back just a little. Oh, that's pretty good right there. and then we'll show you the end result. There may be like a 1-inch drop between my shoulder and my hand. It's pretty good though right there. Right here. But they are kind of... So we're going to go through right now and show you some comparisons. So this is going to be the before shot, before we put the risers on. And I don't know if you can tell from the camera angle, but my shoulder to my hand is a little bit of a downslope. I would say it drops about 4 to 5 inches. So we're going to see by putting these risers on how much the angle's going to change. Easy install. Because I feel like I'm having to lean forward a little bit. A few maybe my arm, little hiccups here and there, but mainly being able to have to center out those pieces like I demonstrated during the video. But other than that, I mean, these things are rock solid. Yeah, these bars, I'm liking them. It honestly feels like I can turn easier. I mean, I don't know if it added any more leverage or not, but it seems like when I make a right turn from a stop, it almost seems like it's easier to do it. Maybe it's because it's added some more top leverage, maybe. So when you're leaning the motorcycle, you kind of have a little bit more control. But that's kind of what it feels like, and it might sound a little weird that it's like that. But leaning this bike is no problem. Yeah, it's cold as crap today, but I really wanted to get out here and try out the bars and the exhaust. Yeah, it's like 32, but I bundled up a little bit, but it's freaking cold. So the bars, I kind of kept them more upright. I was going to lean them back just a little bit more, but I don't think I'm going to. I kind of like the way they look sitting up nice and tall. Maybe in the future I might can it back just a little bit so I don't have to stretch so far forward, but I kind of like the looks of the high-rise bars sticking up straight like that. So I think we're just going to roll with that for now. So that's all we have for today's video. Hopefully you like this. If you're looking to raise your bars just a couple inches, I strongly recommend these Rox 2-inch pivoting bar risers. And that pivot makes it really handy to where you can even further adjust how you want those bars. Let's say you're a shorter rider, got shorter arms. All you have to do is pivot that piece back and you can still retain the upright position of the mini apes if you like that look. So that's what makes the pivoting part of these risers so beneficial for adjustability and things like that. Like and subscribe, guys. We'll catch you in future videos. Thanks for watching. Guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for more motorcycle related videos. And if you want a good set of bar risers, check these out from Rox. Give them a shot and you're going to be pretty happy with these, I promise. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video.